Yeah, I mean, I think the bigger thing for me is that, like, especially with this wave, like, there's multiple states that we want to do the artificial intelligence legislation together. And Vermont and like needs to catch up, and other states need to catch up as far as having a privacy basis. So that kind of mismatch for me is a little concerning. But like nationally, I think states are talking more to each other. I definitely know, 20 or so states that are talking about doing things together, coordinating, which is really exciting in a way that I don't think it's happened before. I think the states that have passed bills that they weren't comfortable with want to make in some cases, they want to make them stronger, and I hope they can. And so that is hopeful for me. I just feel like we're so far behind. This should have been 20 years ago. um, there's also, I think, actually something to point out that we saw in Vermont is that all of our consumer protection bills, like our major ones, like I ran right to repair the first year, and both right to repair and data privacy had industry coming and in undermining our Consumer Protection Act from the 60s and trying to separate any access to private right of action, which is built in, it's baked into our Consumer Protection Act at a fundamental level. So that trying to undermine general consumer protections for Americans is at the root level is that's horrifying. And I don't know how many other states that's happening in. So that's something I'm just curious. I'm really curious about going more to the roots, like even what Texas was in the articles about Texas with their GM lawsuit and the deceptive, like the unfair and deceptive protections. So I guess from my point, I'm interested at a research level of like what goes into all of these when we're not scrambling to just copy each other, which is what's happening. And what happens if we pause but not too long to actually figure out what we're kind of doing across states.
Yeah.